Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. Elections to the northeastern state of Mizoram is scheduled for November 7th. It's a bipolar contest in 40 seats where you see the ruling MNF, that is the Mizo National Front, and the main opposition party, Zoram People's Movement, battling with each other. Congress, which was in power for 2 terms, is relegated in the state assembly for the 3rd position, and BJP is the 4th player. Now, there is a certain history which is seen in this state since 1989. The ruling government has changed after every 2 terms. So MNF believes that this particular tradition will work in its favor. But there are other factors as well. There is a heavy anti-incumbency against MNF. Then there is a Manipur crisis, which is unfolding, and it has an impact on Mizoram, because there are a lot of refugees who've come in from Manipur and they are staying in Mizoram. So all this and much more we'll try and analyze as to how the political dynamics this year's elections in Mizoram will work out, and how much of the Manipur shadow will be looming large on Mizoram. Joining me now is a very special panel, few people joining us from Mizoram, and let me introduce you to them one by one. We have Teti Fanai, who's the spokesperson from the BJP. Thank you so much, Teti, for joining. We have Dr. C. Lal Sangzuala, who is the leader of the Mizo National Front, that's the ruling party in Mizoram. And we also have Mr. Chuanga, who, let me tell you that he's the special invitee to the Congress party in Mizoram. That is the Pradesh Congress party. He was formerly with BJP, and now he's part of the Congress. And he left BJP because, obviously, because of the Manipur crisis evolving, he left the party taking a particular stand. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining. And we also have our senior editor, Samir Purkaista, who covers the entire Northeast for the Federal. Thank you so much, Samir. And with Teti today, because, of course, the biggest question in Mizoram today, apart from the anti-incumbency and other factors playing out, is that how much of the Manipur crisis will have an impact on Mizoram elections, and will it not go against BJP? Yes, Teti, over to you.
All right, thank you. I don't think so it will have much adverse effect on BJP, because as a party, our main motto is to serve this state, Mizoram, and of course to have a cordial relationship with our neighboring state. And during Manipur crisis, we as a party worker, we do everything possible for the welfare of, we can say, our people, students who are stranded in Imphal, who are stranded in other place of Manipur. So we reach out to the Chief Minister office, we reach out to our party leaders there to make sure that they have adequate securities, and we are regularly in touch with them. We are in touch with Nagaland government, we are in touch with Meghalaya government, and we are in touch with others who is neighboring to Manipur, and asking them how they are, how they are transporting the stranded students, the stranded families who is in Imphal. So likewise, we also give advice to the Chief Minister office here. And being a national party, we have connections all over, we can say all over India and other like outside India also. So we make good use of being a national party, and our national executive meeting, we have openly shown to the people that we are with the our Zo ethnic tribal people.
So, Teti, you are saying in a way that Manipur crisis will not have much of an impact in...
That will not have much impact. That will not have much impact, because we do everything possible for them.
All right, all right. Now, let me come to Mr. Vanram Chuanga. Sir, you left BJP. You were party's vice president, but you left BJP taking a stand on the Manipur issue. How big is the Manipur crisis? How big is this an issue for Mizoram elections, according to you? Because you left the party, you joined Congress now. Yes. Sir, you will have to unmute yourself. So you muted, and just unmute yourself. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Manipur issue will have impact really on the Mizoram elections because, as you know, we are supporting the Manipur tribals. That is our ethnics, our relatives, on the grounds of social ground and religious ground. Mainly on religious ground, you see a number of churches have been demolished or burned. Even then, the central government or the Manipur government, which are both the BJP government, do not say anything in support of the churches. Instead, Mr. Amit Shah in the parliament said that they will not remove Mr. Biren Singh because he is supporting them. He is supporting the central government. If that is so, this is my question. Is the central government trying to demolish the churches or the suffering of the Christians in Manipur? So in that way, being a Christian state, we have to exercise our votes against the BJP. You see, let me say that BJP voters are very less here in Aizawl district, previously Aizawl district, but the supporters, the NDA party, MNF, from this party, I think, I hope many voters will refuse to support this MNF. That is how I analyze it.
All right, all right. Now let me come to Mr. Zuala. You are ruling Mizoram right now. I mean, your party is ruling Mizoram. Of course, there are people who say that there is a heavy anti-incumbency against MNF, but you are banking on the tradition of 2 terms for every ruling government. But for you, how big is the Manipur issue? Of course, your government has, rejected the biometrics of the refugees coming in from Myanmar and other places, and which was against the direction of the central government. But for you, how big is the Manipur issue as an electoral issue? How big is that?
No, let me first answer what you have said as anti-incumbency. I beg to differ. There is no anti-incumbency. Now, the Mizo National Front MNF is booming like anything. So we are very sure that this time, this election, we will win with flying colors. Again, there is no anti-incumbency, first of all. And regarding Manipur issues, as I've said, they are our brothers and sisters. Since the inception of Mizo National Front in 1960s, our main motto is to unite all the Zo ethnic communities for the unity. The physical boundary is Mizoram physical boundary is there, but there is no boundary in nationality. They are our people. And even if the central government is not in agreement with what we are doing, but consider yourself, if your sister, if your brother is in trouble, who they think is a foreigner, will you be able to give some support? And right now we are giving so many support, which is enormous. And the leaders, the laymen, and all of them are thanking the government, and even the chief minister, Mr. Zoram Thanga, they regarded him as the father of the Zo nation. So in this election also, from the Manipur, they have so many relatives here in Mizoram who are having electoral votes. So all of them will support, and it is of course very obvious that we will win by flying colors.
All
Do
right.
I answer your question?
Right, right. Yes, on the Manipur bit, you have explained, but about the anti-incumbency, I will come back for a second round of questioning with you because you have an upsurging opposition when you talk about Zoram People's Movement. But let me come to Samir now. I'll come back to you, Mr. Zwala. Samir, how are the political dynamics?
Very sorry for the interruption.
Yes, Arun.
Mr. Chuanga's frame is very unstable. I cannot edit in post. Could you
Okay,
please?
okay. Mr. Chuanga, just stabilize your frame. Yes.
Then we can proceed.
Yes, Mr. Chuanga, just stabilize your frame in one position because it's moving all the time. It's shaking. So just stabilize it at one place. Keep a book or something if you want so that, you can keep the phone. Are you holding it with your hand? Yeah. Just put something.
We can take time to arrange because
Right.
Won't look
Now
good.
it's fine.
Won't look.
Now it's
Yeah.
okay. It's
Yeah,
In the
now-
meantime, you can ask me some question. You have to ask me.
Yeah. No. I'll come back to you. Now let me go to Samir and then I'll come back to you.
Yeah, we can start now.
Yeah. So Samir, how are the political dynamics playing out as far as the Manipur issue is concerned? We'll come back to other issues, of course, but how is the Manipur crisis playing out in Mizoram? How big is that an electoral issue for all the parties here in Mizoram?
See, Manipur issue will definitely will play a part in this election. And MNF particularly is trying to rake up the issue of Mizo nationalism in a big way to see after 5 years, it is natural that a ruling party will face anti-incumbency. And then during the COVID time, Mizoram was one of the worst hit states of the Northeast by the COVID. So during that time, there were lots of resentment. Then, there are infrastructure development has not as good as, Mizoram. If you see the Mizoram's achievement in other social indices like literacy and other things, Mizoram is quite up there at the top. But when it comes to development, like infrastructure development, it is still a laggard state. And so this kind of, the ruling MNF is facing.
Please see the development
anti-incumbency.
index which is there. Please see the statistics which is published by the central.
Zwala, I'll come to you, Mrs.
Yes,
Zwala.
yes, I'm
I'll
coming
come
to you.
We'll come back to you. Yeah. And
yeah,
let me just tell you that this is not a television.
See the statistics and do not infer anything.
Yes.
One
No,
second.
I have
Zwala.
visited
Mrs.
Mizoram
Zwala,
even
let me just
last
remind
year,
you that this is not a
and
TV
personally-
No,
debate.
inferences is not acceptable.
Mr.
No,
Zwala,
wait.
Samir, just a moment. Mr. Zwala,
Yes.
this is not a television debate. I'm just wanting to remind you that let everybody speak when their turn comes. And I'll come back to you again. This is not a TV debate. We are on a digital platform and let's do some sane discussion.
That's
here.
why.
Right. All right, Samir, over to you. Yes.
So if you see in April, the BJP was really there was lots of enthusiasm in the BJP after it did well in Mara District Autonomous Council elections. But then scenario changed, and we have to admit that in Mizoram there is a now serious vacuum in opposition space after decimation of Congress in 2018, and ZPM is trying to now trying to take this place, and post Manipur pre-Manipur turmoil, the BJP was hoping that it will be able to able to fill that opposition space, and after its good showing in the Mada Autonomous District Council election, lots of hope generated, and there were also, when I spoke to BJP state president last time, he was saying many leaders are lined up to join the party after the monsoon session of the assembly. So there was hope, but after this May incident, the scenario has changed. and particularly MNF has really able to, win this thing, try to utilize this the resurgence of Joe nationalist sentiment in its favor, and it not only took some this thing some very strong step supporting the Kuki-Zo ethnicity, the people, the internal displaced people who had come from Manipur to Mizoram, and also about this Chin refugees who had migrated from Myanmar, and these bomb refugees who had migrated from Bangladesh. So Zoram has even taken a tough stand, saying that he has even confronted with the center to give rejecting the suggestion that there should be biometric data collection and all these things. So, and apart from that, just a few days ago, this this periodic movie, Mizo movie, Ambush, which he had released, this is also because this is also a part of that process to burnish the Mizo nationalist sentiment, and in Mizoram, the electioneering is very different from the mainland India. You don't get the opportunity to do.
So, Samir, are you saying? Sorry to interrupt you, if I may ask you, because the time is limited. So, Samir, what you are saying that it's not that MNF has delivered as far as governance is concerned, but they are trying to capitalize on the emotional issue, and especially when it comes to the Kuki Zomi.
When it comes to the thing, the governance, it is 50-50. I won't say that it's totally failed.
Okay.
That is half full, and particularly this COVID handling was not as good as other northeastern states. Right. And when we at that time I had visited the Mizoram because there had some clash happen with Assam police. So, so in the midst of COVID, I had gone there. So personally, I had also witnessed, lots of resentment among the common villages.
And they couldn't handle COVID despite the fact that they were in alliance with BJP at that time.
See, MNF is one of the oldest allies of BJP in the Northeast. So, and now also there is a peculiar arrangement. MNF is still part of NEDA. It has not yet come out of the NEDA officially. It is also
there is some
disturbance. It is also part of the
yes, from your end.
It is also part of the NDA alliance. But obviously, this alliance is not very smooth.
Right.
Because of various reasons, and obviously now that the BJP is trying to take the take the main opposition's space, so obviously there is a confrontation.
Right. All right. Now, Teti Fena, if I could come to you, given the fact that you were in alliance with MNF at the time of COVID handling, as what Samir has just shared with us, he went to Mizoram at that point of time. The handling of COVID was not good. Now, are you not wary of the fact that BJP on its own cannot win the hearts of the Mizos? It's very clear. You have to piggy ride on MNF. You don't have any other option.
Yes, of course, we do accept that we are sort of like minority party here. And of course, we as a political leader trying to win over to the masses of the people, but it takes little time. And MNF, we have, though they are of NDA partner and NEDA umbrella, we do not have much, what to say, political relationship. We do fight our own, and like during COVID's time, whatever possible from the central government, whatever they give to other states, they do give to Mizoram also when it comes to
Teti, but when it comes to the Manipur crisis, your party and of course MNF, they seem to be diametrically opposite. They are trying to encash emotionally on the issue, and your party allegations against BJP have been that you have not delivered. You have cheated the people of Manipur. Manipuris are not happy with what Biren Singh government has done, and it does have an impact on what is happening in Mizoram.
See, Manipur is a different state. They have their own party setup. They have their own separate administration. Like we have Mizoram separate administration. We may not like if others from Meghalaya, Manipur, Assam, any XYZ neighboring states intervene in our parties or governments, functioning government administrations. So we do have limit. We are here for the people of Mizoram, as I said before, and we are nationalists as well. We are in particularly Mizo nationalists. We are, of course, nationalists because we are nationalists. That's why we are in the national party, because we may be of good use for our people. So, nationally, we are Indian nationalists. So over here, we are Mizo nationalists. We are here for the people only. We, of course, we'll do better this time. We'll do better.
Right. So you're hopeful that you will do better this time, but if the Manipur crisis looms large, I don't know how better you will be. But let me come to Mr. Zuala now. Zuala, you said that there is no anti-incumbency, but you do have a stiff competition when you talk about Zoram People's Movement, that is ZPM, and that's giving you a fight because they are quite active in the rural parts. And so how do you really face a situation like this? What happens if they win a number of seats this time and they could dislodge the MNF government?
That is a very big misconception, by the way. In the rural areas, the ZPM doesn't have any constituency or any seats. In the urban area, they have 7 seats out of 40. And now there is a very big conflict among the party within themselves. And they themselves keep on changing their candidates for the MLA elections. And now the party, or even the party themselves and the people, are losing their faith in them. So everybody who were, that time they were starting to boom, but now they are declining drastically. So there is only one chance, MNF. And regarding the NDA, which Tete is my friend also, that the BJP representatives is a good friend of mine. What she said is that we are part of we joined the NDA, but only what we have already said is that on the issue based. If the NDA is passed, which threatens or which is not good for the betterment of Mizoram, then we will oppose it. That is our stand.
All right.
And
so
there is no anti-incumbency.
I just want to do a little cross-check. Yes, Mr. Zuala, I just want to do a little cross-check with Samir, and then I'll go to Mr. Chuanga. Samir, what kind of a chance does ZPM really hold as a party? Because wherever I have read, and you would know it better, but it is giving a tough competition to MNF. So how many seats approximately? Though it's a little premature to preempt how many seats they will get, but still, in terms of competition, what kind of a competition is ZPM giving to MNF?
See, as Zuala rightly pointed out, that ZPM is essentially an urban party as of now. It has not able to, penetrate in the rural areas.
Okay.
So, the real threat from the MNF would have been the rise of BJP, and it will, pre this May 3 turmoil in Manipur, it looked imminent. And as you know, the BJP is not a natural party in Northeast, so it grows in the region by poaching on other parties, and it had lined up several MNF leaders to rope into its fold. Already this K. Bachua, who was the former minister, he had joined BJP. And he had resigned from the resigned in January. Then Lalrinliana Silo, the speaker, he is likely to join BJP tomorrow.
He already, okay, he resigned today.
Yeah, he resigned today, and he is supposed to join
tomorrow.
But the kind of the expectation that BJP had before the Manipur have this turmoil, that's not happening. At least the people have, and you have to understand that BJP only card in Mizoram is to show the central government's performance. The Modi, the trump card is Modi, and the Modi's government's failure in Manipur has really upset their apple cart in Mizoram.
In Mizoram, of course. Now let me come to Mr. Chuanga. Mr. Chuanga, Congress was in power for 2 terms. You got an opportunity to encash on the Manipur issue, but then also it seems that Congress is failing somewhere. You have joined Congress. You're a special invitee to the Pradesh Congress. Where do you think Congress is going wrong? If MNS is taking a lead, it is encashing on the Manipur issue as well. They also have the tradition by their side because the ruling party rules for 2 terms. So everything is favoring MNF. But why is a national party like Congress not able to capitalize on the issues? You have issues on the platter, but then also the party seems to be in a state of slumber. Yes, Mr. Chuanga?
No, the party is not in a slumber. It is rising under the leadership of our new president. Being a national party and in safeguarding the Christianity in India, Congress has to manifest, has to say many things, even with the Mizo people. Now that MNF, being the alliance with the central BJP, is making the suffering of Christians in Manipur as such, we already know, we all know. So if MNF is still supporting BJP, then the chance is going to the Congress party now in the coming election. You see, we have already heard from Pujwala that the ZPM also is not doing very well now. It is worse than before. So the only chance is coming to the Congress party for the people of Mizo.
Are you hopeful that Congress can really break the bipolarity of MNF and ZPM?
Yes, we do hope so.
All right. So one quick comment from Samir, and then I'm going to wind up the show. So Samir, all in all, how does the entire campaign for now in Mizoram looks like? Of course, the countdown has begun. The polling is on 7th of November. So as a concluding comment, what would you really say to the entire campaign which is playing out right now between the regional parties and, of course, the national parties as well? Yes.
Mizoram campaigning, as you know, electioneering is very different from the mainland India campaigning in other states, because you will not see cacophonies of loudspeakers and riots of posters and all. It's a very clean election. And there to play these emotive issues is very difficult. But, MNF has played a very clever trick this time. They have released a movie just few days ago called Ambush, which is set at the backdrop against the backdrop of this thing Mizo uprising in the 60s, and MNF being the inheritor of that legacy, they are definitely trying to trying to rake up the emotional Mizo nationalist sentiment. And on Manipur crisis also, if you see the MNF stand, MNF is now also talking about better Zoland. So these are emotive issue. On the other hand, this Congress is also trying to rake up this Christianity issue. So we expect that these elections will be whether this main planks will be this kind of emotional issues
Emotions.
rather than on development and other issues of day-to-day life.
Right. So the day-to-day issues are not there. It's the emotive plank which is playing out in Mizoram. Of course, all eyes would be on how the campaign builds up towards the polling day, which is on November 7th. Thank you so much, all of you.
Before you add that, all those allegations against the development by the MNF, see all the development index by the UNDP, by the central government, Mizoram is #1 in all the development index.
All right. So people would decide whether the development has paid off or not when they vote for your party.
That will be known in November.
Yes.
People
and the
will
results are
decide.
December 3rd. Yes. All right. So wish you all the best, Teti, Mr.
Okay.
Suwala, Mr. Chuanga. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Samir, for joining.
Okay.
And one appeal
Thank
to
you
the
very
viewers
much.
who are watching this panel discussion. Subscribe to our channel, send us your feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal. Thank you.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.